everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm Kara Elizabeth, a 3-5 emotional manifestor, here to provide you with your weekly energetic weather report via human design, a system that combines aspects of astrology, the I Ching, the chakra system, and the Kabbalistic tree of life. Now, every human design journey begins with looking up your unique human design chart, and you can do that at www.myhumandesign.com. Transits are the specific energies that are present in the universe at any given moment. I go over the sun and earth, the sun being our main experience and the earth being how we're grounding in it. And each transit tends to hang around for about 6 days. Now, my goal is to provide you with a general cosmic heads up on how you can expect to feel, what you can expect to experience, and how to best navigate your week. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. All right, you guys, it is that time of the week again. The transits have officially shifted. So this week, it's the same as last week and the week before that, the week before that, the week before that. We are still transiting the throat and the root centers. So nothing new to see here, folks, except it's new. So this week, our sun experience, which is going to be the main energetic theme and our main experience for this week, is all about going within and taking alone time. And our earth experience, which is how we're going to be grounding and also how we're going to be supported in that sun energy, is gate 19, which comes out of the root, and that's all about sensing other people's needs. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and just dive right on into this 33, which is coming out of the throat, which is interesting because it's all about going within and taking alone time, but yet it's a throat gate. So very curious about this one. So let's see what Jenna has to say about it. So at a surface level, people with this gift, which is going to be you, me, and the rest of the collective humanity for the next 5-6 days or so, we are going to be people who are going to need a lot of space and alone time. But there's a much deeper reason for this, because we are going to be people whose life path this week is going to lead us to shut off the noise from the outside world and connect to all of the forces and things in this world that cannot be seen. So aka intuition, etc., spirit, etc., etc. So for us, our genius is going to be accessed from going inward, not by looking for it outside of us. So usually this genius expresses and shares itself through writing, speaking, or teaching. So if you find yourself desiring to journal more than normal, or put yourself out there and talk about things that you have like a lot of wisdom in, or like teach other people, creating some like courses or classes to offer to other people this week, just know you're being so supported in that. And if it seems like, out of character for you, just know it's not. It's the energy, you guys. So just allow yourself to go there, okay? So people with this gift, which once again is going to be all of us, we're always going to be looking for the deeper meaning and the messages behind something, because that's the wisdom that we're going to be here to find on behalf of the collective and then share it with other people. So sometimes the fact that we spend so much time going within can make a person experiencing the 33 feel very alone or cut off from the world. So this is why when we share our findings with others, it not only helps the recipients, but it's going to help us too, because this is going to draw us out into the world and bring us the connection that we're craving. So this week, it's truly about finding the balance between alone time and then connecting with other people in the outside world. So a happy life for a person that gets deep into this gift is a healthy balance of time spent discovering within and time spent getting outside of themselves and sharing that newfound wisdom with others. Okay, so exactly what I just said. This is what our experience is in a nutshell this week, is balance between alone and connection. So how can we make the most of this energy while we're here? And that is by not feeling guilty about our need for downtime and understanding that it's how you access your other gifts and insights. So disconnect, unplug, recharge. You are going to need a lot of downtime and rest, and not just because everybody deserves relaxation, but also because what happens during that time is going to add such value to the actual doing that you do in this life. Funny how that works, isn't it? Okay, so what can block us here, and where can we struggle in this energy? That is by taking lots of downtime, but filling it with stimulation. So, hate to break it to you folks, the downtime that we're talking about taking this week and that we're being supported in is not the kind of downtime where we're like sitting on the couch on our cell phones, okay, like scrolling through social media. That ain't what we're talking about here. The downtime we're tapping into this week is literally where you sitting on your ass staring at a wall, okay? Or like you're outside sitting on the grass staring up at the stars, okay? So there's nothing that you really have to do here to connect to your genius other than just make yourself available for it to come to you. But for most of us, when we take downtime, we're either watching TV, scrolling on our phones, or just still busying our minds. But the type of downtime that is really going to serve our genius right now is the downtime where you're literally going to stare at the wall, like I just said. So try taking yourself somewhere comfortable or go on a solo walk, then put a 20-minute timer on your phone and just allow your mind to take you wherever it is that it wants to take you. So at first, it's probably going to take the opportunity to process some personal thoughts and feelings that you haven't processed, and these are full of gems for your genius to develop too. But you might also find yourself wandering into great philosophical questions, energies, theories, as well as unseen realms. Each person with this gift is going to have a different place that they dive deep into. You don't need to figure out yours so much as just allow your mind to roam and follow it with curiosity and enchantment. Oh, love this, you guys. So now let's go ahead and dive into the Earth transit, which is coming out of the root, gate 19. And this one's all about sensing other people's needs. So this week, we're going to be grounding in our ability to tap into what people need to survive and thrive. So on the most basic level, this means sensing other people's physical needs, such as things for food, for touch, and for a home. So think like basic needs. And then also tapping into our emotional and spiritual needs, such as things for like community, for belonging, as well as for a connection to spirit. So our purpose in life this week here is to help provide something or some things that fall into at least one of these categories for other people, whether that be directly or indirectly. So you can see and feel what we collectively need, what will serve our well-being and our evolution, and then you can give it to us or guide us towards it. So on a literal level, though, the spiritual and material planes are separate, but eventually your work will bring the two together in some way. Ultimately, there isn't one without the other. So the more you see spirit in the physical, rather than this thing so far removed and above us, the better. So how can we make the most out of this gift of the 19? And that is by being our own first try. So basically, you get to go first here and be your own guinea pig. So usually, your journey to taking care of your own physical, emotional, and spiritual needs is going to guide you right towards what you're going to end up providing for others. So take a look at your life, both in your early years as well as now, and think of where you feel a need is missing. So think of the times when you craved for a basic need but didn't receive it. The pain of feeling the lack of something is nudging you to learn how to give it to yourself, almost as your own guinea pig, so that you can then share it with others. So the universe has made you extra sensitized this week to your environment, to things that you take in and to other people's subconscious so that it can aid you with this gift, this ability to feel energetic nuances so deeply. So often people with this gift need to be extra choosy or intentional about what they consume. So I'm going to read this one again because this one's super important to tap into in this energy. This week, if only for this week, be extra choosy or intentional about what you are consuming, okay? And consuming, things that you consume could mean a lot of different things, right? It can mean the food you consume. Be extra picky, choosy, and intentional about that. It can be about the social media you consume, the information you consume from the outside world. It can mean like who you're hanging out with this week. It's just so many different things that we can consume on a daily basis without even really realizing it. So if you only allow yourself to be picky for 1 week, let it be this one, okay? So the same is true for energetic consumption as what they consume physically. As they can tune in more and more, they feel extra turned off by their own negative behavior so that it really grabs their attention. Because there's always a clue in there about how society in general behaves and what that cure is. So for me here, just to give you like a really quick example of something that I've experienced in this energy before, is like I've noticed that anytime I start getting like bitchy or super emotional, angry, just feeling like those lower, I hate to call them negative emotions because I don't really believe that things should be labeled as positive or negative, but for all intents and purposes, let's just say like tapping into like those lower negative emotions. Anytime I catch myself just out of sorts at all and out of character, the cure for that for me is to take some space and go take a nap and just reset my body, like just reset myself and my attitude. So I can tell you, like anytime I start noticing myself get that way, that's been the cure-all for everything. That's been my go-to reset, and that is take a nap. Or if I can't take a nap, because, I've got 3 kids in this house, one of them being a 6-month-old baby. If I cannot take a nap, I try and at least just like shut myself off alone for as long as I can, whether that be 5 or 10 minutes or whatever, or just like checking out while, the little one's taking a nap. It's just trying to figure out ways to reset. So that's my example there for you. Now, this is obviously going to show up very different for everyone because this is like a very much an inward journey. So it's like, and that's obviously not going to be the same as mine. Yours is not going to be the same as mine. But just to give you an example, there you go. Anyways, there is no limit to how deep this gift can go. At higher levels, it can mean that you receive visions and dreams, see beyond the fabric of physical reality, and even become psychic. Okay? So, if we feel blocked here, or we feel like we're struggling in this energy, struggling to ground, it could be caused from codependency with others. So Jenna goes into saying that the ability to sense other people's needs so easily can amplify codependent tendencies. So just think about it. You know exactly what people need, and your soul is always inclined to tap into it. So it's extremely easy for you to use this skill to get validation, love, or approval from others. But using it on this drains it from being used in other parts of your life. Parts that will actually serve and elevate so many, including you. So the less you depend on others for validation, and the more independent you become emotionally, meeting all of your own higher needs, the more you will receive guidance on how to elevate society. So there you have it, folks. That is your transit for this week. for the sun and the earth. And if you have a desire to go deeper into the transits, then you can feel free to join me on Patreon. So the most recent transit that I went over on Patreon was the latest Jupiter transit. So that is one that we shift about once a month or so. And of course, the Jupiter transit is the juicy one. So this is the one where we're going to be tapping into the most expansion, luck, abundance, all the good things, you name it. And I go over how we're transiting that and how you can best use that to your advantage to get the most abundance bang for your buck. So if you're interested in that, the link is going to be in the details on this post, as well as all other links to work with me. And of course, don't forget, if you are thoroughly enjoying my transit podcast, Coffee and Transit, please give me a like, subscribe, share, whatever your little heart desires to help me spread the word and get this information out there to whoever might need to see it. And also, leave me a comment and let me know what your own unique individual experience is during this time. I'm so curious to know and would love to hear from you. And with all of that being said, I'm going to leave you with a good luck, I love you, and see you next week.